Today I want to talk about some of our most common emotional conflicts and help anybody out there who's struggling, feeling stuck, and who isn't quite sure what is the reason for why they feel so conflicted, move forward in their life. And so one of the things that we have to understand is that all of our actions today are motivated by something that's happened or is happening in the subconscious realm, right? So it's important that we first identify that that which we are experiencing right here, right now, is not the result of something that's happening right here, right now, as much as it is the result of something that's happened to us in our past. And I'm all about helping people wake up, helping people understand what it is that they can do that is within their conscious control. And for those of us who are seekers and we're on the healing path, many of us have sought recovery purely in the conscious realm or in the psychological realm, and we've negated what's happening to us emotionally, spiritually, in our essence, or we've sought spiritual awarenesses and we've neglected what's happened to us in the psychological realm or in the neurological realm or in the anatomical realm, right? And then we have freaking consciousness to deal with, or the lack of. Life is freaking beautiful. And I don't care how upset you feel in this moment, if you can stick with the truth shall set you free. The truth is that you are enough and you always have been. The truth is all of us are unconscious until we wake up. The truth is that the brain is only working the way it was designed to work, which is to store memories about events as well as sensations, right? So think about, for instance, you are, I just used this analogy not too long ago. You're a little boy and you're in the midst, you're 5 years old and you're in the midst of watching your mother like torture your sister. You're in the midst of it. And so what happens is your brain has to record like events related to, memories related to an actual worldly event, but it's also recording sensory information. So sensory memory, meaning how did we feel in the moment this event was taking place? So we have ego to contend with because ego makes us think everything is right here, right now. It's right here, right now. Ego thinks right here, right now, because I can control this cup and this can and that book and my phone and this person in front of me. That's the way ego works. Ego is linear, right? The brain thinks in terms of time and space. So much of what we think is reality is bullshit. It's bullshit. It's utter bullshit. And it just gets me fired up because we are not being taught information that is true, nor are we being taught information in a way that our brains can understand it and that we can make true change for our life. Absolutely. And that's why I created my 12-week breakthrough coaching program. That's why I write my books the way I do. That's why I create videos, 400 plus, and I make meditations, because it's my attempt to help people wake up to the fact that so much that they think is real is not real. So let's recap. You have this idea, you are 95% unconscious, okay? But your ego doesn't think that. Hello, that's a conflict. That's a freaking conflict. Oh my God. You have this, you are a psychological being. And if you try to heal purely from the psychological angle, you're going to experience a conflict because you're not going to understand that healing is also technical, meaning neurological, meaning it's going to take time to create new memories and have those memories shunt from the hippocampus, which is short-term memory, to long-term memory, which is the neocortex and the prefrontal lobe. It's going to take time, right? We don't know this stuff. We don't know this stuff. You know, we are taught in terms of our faith. We're taught, and sometimes even 12-step programs, we're taught that your power is outside of you. No, it's not. No, it's not. Your power is within you. The same creator that created my 2 dogs that are sleeping next to me right now created you. And it's the same infinite intelligence that created the world. Therefore, infinite intelligence is in my dogs as well as my tree and me and you. So infinite intelligence and our higher power is not outside of ourselves, but it's within us. Hello. Hello. So it's just so important that we understand that those of us who are in pain and we're healing, there are reasons. And it's because we are living an illusionary world. We are in the world of the material. And until we learn the skills that we need, because to go inside is what you really have to do. But when you have so much shame and ick and stuff that's not your stuff, like religious stuff that makes you feel like you're not good enough. Well, if God is saving that person from cancer, why aren't I saved from cancer? Oh, he must have a reason. No. God isn't picking and choosing. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. This is a free will society. And we get to activate our brain and we get to activate what's happening in our matrix or not. If you are somebody who even understands what the frick I'm talking about, or someone who thinks maybe the power really is within me, you are such a fortunate human being. So fortunate. I'm watching my dad literally like just fade away. He's got no faith in anything. No faith in anything. How hard? No faith in himself. It's so horrible. But is that his fault? Maybe it's not his fault. He was born in the 40s. His mother committed suicide. I get it. His father was an alcoholic. It's not his fault, but that doesn't mean it is sad. So the fact that you're here and you're waking up and you get it. This is a matrix and you can interface with this matrix at will and on demand, right? You get it. That is just awesome. I don't care how bad you feel right now. If you can hold on to this idea that you are unconscious as well as conscious, right? That you have an ego that is tied to right here, right now. You have an ego that doesn't want to die. So an ego is in conflict with your spiritual self, because your spiritual self, your infinite intelligence within you, knows there is no such thing as death. There's just transition. It's like water. Water can be a gas and it could be a liquid. It could be ice. It could be gas, right? It could be whatever, right? Droplets of water. It could be rain. Water takes on all these different forms, and so it is with the essence that is us. But the ego is kicking and screaming because the ego's job is to make sure that the id has long-lasting, everlasting life. So in order to heal that conflict, that means that we need to milk higher consciousness and be able to have these kind of conversations with the ego that says, ego, it's okay, it's cool. Like, this isn't all there is. There's so much more, right? But the ego is part of, in my opinion, the limbic system, right? The limbic system is the amygdala, the hippocampus, and all our reactions, our visceral information, visceral data from the past that is triggering us and creating sensations in our bodies that override the brain. So now when I'm triggered, I can't think with the prefrontal lobe or the neocortex. I can't think because cortisol, adrenaline is flooding my brainstem and my brain and my body has this autonomic response system that's just taking over. You have to understand that there's another conflict. You are also voluntary as well as involuntary. So this idea that you are completely responsible for what is happening in your body at any given moment is not true. You can become conscious of what's happening in your body and learn to navigate it and manipulate it a little bit, have more control over it, be more deliberate in your thoughts about what's happening in your body at any given moment, like during a PTSD response. But PTSD responses are part of the autonomic nervous system. You don't have any control over that. What you can learn to do is be more conscious of a PTSD trigger, right? And you can speak to the trigger and speak to your body from a higher state of awareness, and you can soothe the reaction, right? And you can calm the amygdala down so it becomes less sensitive to triggers. That you can do. But this is a process. So imagine a little boy watching his mom beat his older sister. Trauma. Imagine that it's snowing. Imagine that he has socks on that are scratching his feet. or his legs, and he's uncomfortable. Imagine that he's eating pickles, and he's watching, I don't know, he's watching, I don't know, I'm dating myself, Rugrats from Nickelodeon. So he's watching Rugrats, he's watching cartoons. It's snowing outside. He has socks on that are too tight. And in this event, he's watching his mom beat the shit out of his sister. Okay? There's the event. His brain will remember that event. And in addition, it will have somatic memory, sensory information, memory, whatever his physical body is experiencing in the moment, his brain will also record. Fast forward 30 years, he doesn't like cartoons, but he doesn't know why. He doesn't like wintertime, but he doesn't know why. He doesn't like tight socks. He doesn't know why. He's got a thing with socks or anything constricting him, but he doesn't know why. And he hates pickles, but he doesn't know why. Because you are unconscious as well as conscious. And the brain is designed to download information that has been created at time of events. That's the way the brain works, right? So that's the way the brain works. So it's important that you peel back and you understand that there are many conflicts inside of a human being, that when we learn to look at them from a higher state of awareness, we're able to observe them. And remember, this kind of work is not for somebody who just wants to say, oh, my life sucks, and oh, this sucks, and oh, that sucks. This work is not for you, right? This work is for someone who says, I can identify that there's an area in my life that is not working for me. And I want to know what I can do to control that and morph it, right? Because you have the ability to interface with the matrix and produce a positive outcome. And if you don't, whatever you've got stored viscerally, whatever you got going on in the subconscious as well as conscious field, is going to interface with that matrix and mirror back to you what you are experiencing on a vibrational level. So this work is for people who are highly motivated to change, who are excited about the fact that I can change, that you can change, who are, and I can tell you, I think the big difference, the dividing line is somebody who's actually going to have a breakthrough and make it to the other side is somebody who doesn't want to be pissed off anymore. They're like, I'm done. I've been pissed off for a long time. It's kept me safe. And, I've been critical of other people and judged other people and kept this out here and kept that out there, but I'm done. I'm just done. I don't want to be angry anymore. That person, that vibration is going to lead you to deeper and more loving and fulfilling life experiences. But, however, I think that for some of us, who are still angry, we need to be, because anger is sometimes that's all we have to protect ourselves, right? And that's fine. Hopefully, you will get to a place where you're done with the anger. You're ready to let people go. You're ready to say namaste, say what you want, do what you want, smear campaign me, lie, project, vomit all over me. It's fine. Vomit all over the internet about your nonsense. It's totally, totally fine. If you love this content, don't forget to check out the next video, and you can go to my website and take the codependency quiz.